Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the Body and Soul production office, Kate marveled at how much labor went into producing a soap opera. Abe was delighted that they had scored a casting success, and he felt confident that their new Charlemagne was busy honing her craft. Kate looked less than convinced. Abe defended Hattie as bold, brash, and unpredictable. Kate agreed but added, and she can't act. Abe told Kate that Hattie had convinced the whole town that Hattie was Marlena, so he assumed their new hire would figure it out. Abe again recommended that Kate play the role of Lorna, but Kate refused and requested they find someone else. "That sounds like my cue," someone said from the doorway. Kate and Abe looked up and were astonished to find Leo, who was sporting a woman's wig. After he took digs at the office, Leo declared that he had arrived to read for Lorna. Kate testily noted that the reading wasn't for RuPaul's Drag Race, and Abe angrily reminded Leo that Lorna was a woman. Leo screamed that he could play the part better than anyone, and he told Abe and Kate that during Shakespeare's day, males had portrayed both male and female parts. Kate grabbed Abe aside and recommended they humor Leo to avoid a gender discrimination lawsuit from the litigious jerk. When they instructed Leo to begin, he started talking about Shakespeare and vocal exercises, to Kate and Abe's chagrin. Leo began the scenario, which had Lorna's lover Thrust confronting her about her cheating with his numerous family members. Leo chewed the countryside with over-the-top motions, and he paused to advise Abe and Kate that he had changed lines in the pedestrian script. After Leo finished, Kate and Abe exchanged horrified stares, and Abe pleaded, "Please let it be over." Leo requested for a review, and Kate labeled the audition terrible and painful. An outraged Leo blasted the bad script and demanded who had written this garbage. Abe indicated that he and Kate were intending to employ a new head writer. When Kate brought up Will, Leo snarked about Will and his ability to transform the show into a rerun of that hideous Christmas movie. Kate was unhappy that Leo was criticizing her grandchild, so Leo backed off and retorted that Will's fees would be excessively exorbitant. Abe admitted that Leo had a point. Kate noted Abe's look and answered incredulously, "You can't be thinking of hiring Leo Stark?" Leo grew enthusiastic as Abe made the case for Leo as a writer. Kate moaned and gave Leo a breakdown. She said that Leo should develop the breakdown into an actual script, and then she and Abe could consider hiring Leo on a trial basis. Leo protested about another audition but swiftly changed his tune once Abe stated, "Take it or leave it." Leo firmly expressed his goal to produce a script that will rival the greats, like Erna, Agnes, Bill, Betty, and Ted. At the Brady pub, Hattie read a script for Body and Soul. She nervously began rehearsing a scene in which she was requesting someone to kill her spouse. Bonnie overheard and rushed over. "Marlena, are you planning to kill John?" she gasped. Hattie rose from the table and proclaimed Bonnie a sight for these old peepers. Bonnie anxiously asked Marlena if John had gambling debts or a younger lover. And furious Hattie claimed that she was not Marlena. "Satan!" Bonnie responded, as she felt Marlena had been possessed again. Hattie exasperatedly reiterated that for the love of pickled herring, she was not Marlena or the devil. With a laugh, Hattie took off her sunglasses and exclaimed, "I'm your old pal Hattie Adams." Hattie couldn't believe that Bonnie hadn't recognized her former cell block sister. Bonnie expressed happiness at first, then grew apprehensive again and asked Hattie when she had gotten married. Hattie recognized what Bonnie had assumed. She cleared up the confusion by showing Bonnie her script. "I'm gonna be a soap star," Hattie screamed, and she and Bonnie squealed gleefully. Bonnie began scanning the script and gleefully chattered about all the story twists, from baby switches to weather machines. Hattie cautioned Bonnie not to share any spoilers until the show had aired, and Bonnie agreed to keep quiet. Bonnie advised Hattie to focus on her selfie poses and asked her pal whether she had met any castmates. Hattie explained that Abe and Kate were still casting key roles like Cassandra. Bonnie's eyes brightened with joy, since Cassandra was her favorite character of all time. Hattie told Bonnie about Kayla having turned down the part and speculated about one of Salem's finest citizens starring on a soap opera. Bonnie's smile got broader, and she dreamily murmured, "Just imagine." Bonnie and Hattie posed for selfies. Bonnie reminded Hattie that Hattie had previously been slinging hash in the pub, and soon, her name will be in lights and up for prizes. Bonnie enthused about all the movie stars that had started in soaps, such Meg Ryan, Brad Pitt, and that pretty lady from our house. Later, Hattie continued rehearsing her script outside the tavern. She stumbled into Leo, who invited Marlena to watch Drag Race with him later that night. Hattie exuberantly responded, "Hell, yeah," at the invitation and acquired Leo's room number. Leo seemed surprised by the interaction as he went. After he went, Hattie thought, "Who the hell was that?" Back at the production office, Kate remarked on the motley crew of thieves and scammers they had employed. Abe quipped that there would never be a dull time on camera or behind the scenes. Kate wanted to focus her attention to finding someone brilliant and sane to play Cassandra. Just then, Bonnie came, dressed in flamboyant apparel, and declared the cattle call finished because she'd been meant to play Cassandra Lovegood. In the Kiriaki's house living room, Holly tried to phone Tate. As she said his name over the phone, Maggie strolled into the room and surprised Holly. Holly attempted to distract Maggie by pouring her grandmother some tea. Maggie accepted the drink but probed Holly about the urgent conversation she'd overheard. Holly claimed that she had been chatting to Sophia, but Maggie asked why Holly had called her friend Tate. Holly admitted that she had been chatting to Tate and begged Maggie not to inform her or Tate's parents. Maggie confessed that she would not have behaved as strictly to Holly and Tate, but she believed the adolescents' parents had a right to be furious, as Holly and Tate had breached their trust. Holly argued that the limits had been unreasonable. Maggie pushed Holly to re-establish the trust by being honest, and then things would get better. Holly decided not to be dishonest with Maggie again, and she thanked her grandmother for agreeing to keep silent. After Maggie left, Holly attempted to call Tate again. She was pleased when he unexpectedly came up in the room. While Holly was thrilled, she advised Tate that he shouldn't have come. Tate claimed that he had locked himself out of the Horton cabin, and he needed Maggie's key to go back inside. Holly admonished Tate for losing the key, but Tate responded that he had been going stir-crazy. Holly insisted him go, as her grandma could come back at any time. Tate asked for the key again, but Holly claimed she had a better idea. She recommended she come back to the cabin with Tate so they could spend time together. Tate grinned at the notion and kissed Holly.